Warning, the following podcast features offensive material discussed either by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. Accordingly, the offenders must insist that no one attempt to recreate or reenact any of the material you hear on this show, or we will sue your ass for copyright infringement. Love the offenders.
Welcome back to another episode of the Offenders Podcast. As always, I'm Kyle, joined by my co-host, Evan.
And I am not Shane.
Well, I'm certainly not, especially if Agent Smith of the NSA is listening in.
That's right.
Agent Smith of the NSA, if we say anything that sounds bad, it is only part of a show. Thank you for listening.
That almost sounded like that old rapper who rapped slow. What was his name? Mace? Agent Smith of the NSA. If you listening
in the
go
USA. Oh, even better. That'll be the next verse.
We just kidding. Don't shoot us in the face. We really love America's human race.
So that's all you have to do is just say that caveat before anything you get recorded or broadcast on the internet. You're cool. They're fine with that. They'll stop listening.
It used to be God Bless America, but they changed the password because we heard we found it out.
We hacked the system.
All right, so this week we're going to talk about two stories coming out of the great state of Ohio.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Gozaimasu.
So, the first one, why don't you go ahead and set it up for us, Shane?
All right. So the first one is the fine people in Ohio who are state troopers, or whoever's in charge of them, apparently. So there's this state trooper that I saw this story about, and it has to be one of the most ridiculous fucking things this guy still gets to be a state trooper. So this is a guy who he's been investigated for domestic violence, and the first case of it, he spanked this 5-year-old until his ass bled.
How do you spank someone until your ass bleeds?
I could only assume he hit him with a belt or a phone cord, or I don't know. Maybe
Until
it's a fucking bullwhip.
Ass bled. I was really confused.
Yes.
Give him the hemorrhoids, boy.
That's what it was. That's how hard he hit him. The shock wave traveled back through his hand into his ass, and his ass exploded.
It just exploded. A fountain of ass, meat, and blood.
Dude. Cause see, I thought...
Is that what you thought?
You broke Kyle, man.
That's awesome.
You broke him.
I just now had this image of this like very fatherly figure holding this little boy in his lap. He's like, "Son, this is gonna hurt me more than." As he does, the kid, there's no pain, but you see like the shockwave shoot up his arm and all the way through his body, and just explosion of ass.
It's a huge
explosion.
explosion.
I don't want to hurt you. Son, this is for your own good. He does it again. It's just another one. Sounds like this. I wish I could like draw.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because I was thinking like, that's a hell of a slap because open hand slaps pretty hard, but shit, how that would have to be like a fingernail glancing blow. Well, like he just did a curl on it, underside.
Spanking this kid like hand to ass, no pants or anything, and he's doing it hard and repeatedly. Yeah, I'm sure he could bust his ass open. Or if he was using, I think Shana mentioned earlier, a belt,
something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe
it
doesn't specify. It only just details the fact that there was bleeding involved.
But that was only one thing we know about it.
That was one thing. So, of course, he got in an argument with the woman about whooping her son that hard. So during the argument,
well, wait, this wasn't his kid.
I think they might have been dating or something. Okay. I don't think it was his kid, because there's a separate thing for his kid. Unless it's like he has kids from two different people. It's possible.
Yeah, it's true.
But, so during the argument about it, he decides he's tired of arguing, so he headbutts her in the argument. Yes. Bam! Just fucking
That's so
headbutt.
great.
Oh, Jesus, this is the best story ever.
Yes.
This argument's over.
Boom!
Exactly.
I should end arguments like that. Like, when I go do my thesis defense, if somebody questions me, I just walk up and headbutt them. Like,
Exactly.
I graduate.
Hell
All
yeah.
right. So there's this other group. These are his kids, I believe, but like there was violence and stuff like that, and the kid like testified that he'd been punched and shoved and other stuff and like all kinds of stuff going on. So the woman and the children like all have like a restraining order against them. So they were officially given a restraining order. However, they altered the restraining order because he's a state trooper, you see. Because apparently in Ohio where they are, you can't carry a firearm if you have if someone put a restraining order against you. But they modified it so he could keep his firearm because, you know, he needs to be a state trooper because he's an upstanding guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's just whooping people's asses till they bleed and headbutting people to solve to solve conflict. I think he needs a gun.
Now here it comes. Here comes the part that's like really, really ridiculous.
Oh, here comes the part.
Yes. No, we haven't gotten far. We haven't gone far enough yet. So he has confessed to the fact that twice he was, internet quotation marks, teaching a boy to masturbate.
Oh!
So he wouldn't have to get his urges out from something else. Instead, he could use it while watching porn. Unquote. Twice. The Ohio prosecutors decided that they weren't going to go after him.
What?
Yes. They decided, it's like, well, that sounds like a good enough excuse. So it's okay.
What the fuck?
Right.
Young men had an older gentleman helping them masturbate. This would be a much better country that we live in.
Exactly.
Was this guy a priest at any point?
No, he's just a state trooper.
I'm pretty sure.
So here's the thing. They felt that it was understandable because looking into his background of beating people's ass till they bleed and headbutting to end arguments and having restraining orders out, they thought, there's nothing suspicious about this guy. Surely he's being on the up and up. So that's it. That's the first thing there, which is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard of. Which means, like, I don't know if they realize this, but every time that like some cop does something like that, and like all the other cops and like prosecutors don't do anything, that just means every time you see a cop and they're going to stop you, you're like, is this one of those guys?
Is this the guy that's going to help you masturbate?
I mean, I know how, guy. I know how. Leave me alone.
Get off me, dude. I know how to do it. Don't touch my ass. I've heard about you.
Exactly.
Hey, that rhymed.
Exactly. And then he'd be like, I have nothing to say to that. So that just means he headbutts you because he's just in the argument.
I got
this cop, man. What the fuck?
I got two things to say. Number one, if he's truly trying to help the boy, it's a commendable effort. However, much like learning the art of Zen, you cannot teach masturbation. Masturbation must be sought through solo pursuit.
Yes.
True. I mean, that's part of the great thing about it. It's that it's like that moment that you realize, whoa, this is pretty awesome, and then you have to learn restraint yourself too. Because if not, it used to be like a kid sitting out there just masturbating constantly until he dies of some kind of
protein dehydration.
Yeah, protein deficiency or something. You know, you can't have cops just breaking in your house like, excuse me, sir, do you know how to masturbate? Yeah. We're going to need to see you do it right now to make sure you can. And this student's staring at you.
I'm going to grade you from 1 to 10.
Your form is weak.
Yeah.
Already weak. Sir, let me show you how to do it. You whips his out like, oh, God, what is going on?
And then there's two priests standing outside that are just like, this fucking asshole is cop blocking us.
We're cutting in on my action for, man.
I'm becoming a cop.
It's like, listen.
You can teach the little boys how to masturbate?
Yeah, exactly. I have from the church to the third gas station. You have from the police station down to the corner store. Now, don't be cutting in on my action.
Oh, shit. Masturbation turf wars. What the fuck?
Exactly.
This is so crazy, though, that they'd be like, we're not going to prosecute.
That's the most ridiculous thing ever.
I'm going to pay tribute in true mockery fashion. So, to the style of the song The Trooper by Iron Maiden, I have written this. Bear with me. My mouth guitar might not be perfectly on key. I spank my wife and I'll spank yours too. The bitch will yell, I'll headbutt her too. And when your baby's trying to learn to whack, I'll teach him that and I'll jump and jack.
Oh my god!
I could write a whole fucking song out of that because it's perfect. It's the Trooper.
You send it to Ohio and they'll make it the new state trooper motto. So I play the song as they pull up.
I looked
Just
at
hear
the
that?
curiosity of the size of this county, think maybe it's some really podunk county, but
I didn't see the county.
it's Sandusky. It's got 60,000 people.
It's
That's Tommy Boy.
Yeah,
It's Tommy Boy
that was the
area.
other thing I was thinking. Sandusky. Okay, now we know where they got their name from.
Holy fuck, man.
Because at first I was like, Sandusky, is this in Pennsylvania? I was really confused.
Oh, that's even worse.
I just,
Isn't that crazy?
yeah, this is so. I mean, we laugh at it, but really,
It's best. It's best to laugh at it because otherwise it's so horrifying and depressing. I wouldn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, otherwise we'd all be getting in a car and going up there and fucking be like, where's this motherfucker? I'm gonna take him out and I don't mean the dinner.
Okay, I found the exact quote about why the guy was helping the kid masturbate. This is what his wife said.
Helping him.
Rick's reasoning is the fact that he did not want the boy to feel pressured on feeling the need to have sex with someone when he can fix those needs by masturbating to porn. What?
That's perfect reasoning.
Listen,
No.
son.
Your Honor. I know she was only 15. However, I was just teaching her that sex was painful so she wouldn't want to do it. That sounds good, right?
That's about what this is. I mean,
And
it's
they look
exactly
at
the
me
same
as like,
thing.
are you a state trooper? I'd be like, no. They'd be like, guilty.
Holy shit! He's paid $83,000 a year.
Of course he is.
What the fuck?
He's the
How the
law.
fuck does a state trooper get paid that much? That's goddamn ridiculous. I thought cops got paid like minimum wage or something. That's why they all bitched about it.
Not that one, apparently. Not in Ohio.
Man.
The fuck,
Dude,
man?
I'm serious, man. He just needs to do it the right way. And you may ask yourself, now, Evan, that is quite a tall glass of water there. What is the right way to teach a boy to masturbate?
The internet?
No! You do it the way that fathers have done it for years. You leave a porno magazine out and wait for it to happen. And it will happen on its own. Eventually, the kid will be like, wow, what's that? Hey, I didn't know they had hair there. And then that's it. You're done. And it's beautiful.
Shit, you don't even have to leave a porno mag around. A guy's gonna eventually, anybody's gonna eventually realize how to masturbate just out of fucking boredom, I guess.
Boredom.
It comes down to it. What happens when snap, son, I got something to do for the next hour.
I think, if I remember correctly, the first time I actually even tried it was Super Street Fighter 2. I remember Cammy had the thong outfit, and I saw that pose over and over again. I was like, what's going on in my pants? And then I just kind of had fun with it.
Thank you, Cammy.
Thank you, Cammy. You changed my life. You probably kept me from killing people.
Oh, God. That's so terrible.
The way you learned to masturbate was ass backwards.
But I seriously think that was the first time. God, what was I, like 10, 11? Whenever Super Street Fighter 2 came out for the Sega Genesis, ladies and gentlemen.
Mothers against people having fun. That's not true. Don't ban video games.
Let's get down to brass tacks here. Mothers against having fun just ain't getting enough dick in their life. So if they got a problem with it, just call Shane Tipton. He'll come over there. He'll drop the dong in your face, and you won't worry about it.
Don't blame me. I don't want anything to do with them.
Don't blame him. Lay him.
Don't lay the blame on me. Or blame the lay on me. So, in contrast to this story, I'd like to move into the next story, which is related. Because it's also from Ohio. So, this guy, and I read a little more into it. So, there's this guy, and he goes into this theater in Ohio, and he has Google Glass on. Right? Now, he's been
Please explain Google Glass to anybody who might not know it.
It does sound weird because you say Google Glass, and they're like, what, is it a window pane or something? They don't say glasses, they say Google Glass. It's a pair of glasses that have, like, a camera, and you can access the internet. Well, you can access the internet through your phone. The interface and the screen is just on the glasses. But
and they're not even like I don't think you can actively buy these yet. They're still technically beta testing, and you have to sign up. And if you get approved, you still spend the $1,500 to get part of it because it's part of the developer thing.
It's a developer
But a lot
thing.
of people who have stupid money have just bought them to be like, look at me, I've got these things.
Yeah.
So,
They have like an Explorer program where they have people wear it and tell them stuff about it. It's
yeah.
like
I mean, I know guys around here who have them. They're cool, but I wouldn't spend $1,500 on them.
Right.
And I think X Hamster, the porno website, was the first to release the beta testing, and they're called the Masturbators.
Well, that's funny you mention that because there's actually an app that's been created for Google Glass that if you and somebody else are having sex together or wearing it, you can actually watch through their view.
You can see what I see?
Yeah, so you can see.
Ugh!
You can basically look like you're having sex with yourself.
Go fuck yourself!
Why would
out
you
loud.
ever want to do that?
Okay, let's do it.
There are some people.
I thought you were about to be like, and you can turn the other person into fucking Mystique from X-Men.
No, that you can basically see through their version of the glasses.
You've got to wait
See
to
yourself.
virtual reality for that, my friend.
I do, and I'm waiting. Trust me. Anyway, we've digressed.
Yeah, we've digressed. So he's been to the theater. This was his third time in the theater wearing them. The first two times, he asked the people there, "Is it okay to be wearing these?" Because he saw that people might wonder about it, but they also have his prescription lenses in them, so they're actually his glasses. Since he paid $1,500 for it, he's going to fucking wear them everywhere if he can. That's understandable. So here's the thing: he goes into the movie. Now, pay close attention to the time frame that I'm giving you here. 1 hour into the movie, these people come into the theater, walk up to him, snatch his Google Glass off his face, and says, "Come with me outside."
Whoa.
So they take him. Oh, they also show him some kind of badge. Maybe he can't see it because they took his glasses off in the prescription.
My glasses!
Yes. Jinky's a clue. So they take him out, right? So they interrogate this guy for 4 hours. Whoa. And they're asking him like, where did you get these Google glasses from? And like, how much did you pay for them? And what are you doing with them? So it turns out that what had happened is.
Oh, damn it now.
What had happened is someone from the theater had called Homeland Security. Now, doesn't that sound ridiculous? It's like, oh, the Department of Homeland Security. That's strange. They responded. The Department of Homeland Security responded to a guy in a movie theater. They sent ICE, which is like
Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
Immigration and Customs, yes.
That's cold.
It is. They come out, custom agents, in Ohio, which borders with places in the United States.
Yeah, it's landlocked.
It's like, what, did they come from the airport? Are there any flights that go straight to Ohio that any customs there? I mean, I don't know. I mean, can you fly from like Columbia into Ohio directly? I don't know. Regardless, these custom agents, and the reason the custom agents showed up is because they handle internet piracy. Because if you put it on the internet, people from another country could download it, and they count that as customs. You see?
Yeah.
So,
How could they tell? He didn't even have a patch on his glasses.
Oh, well.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Exactly. We thought your vision was really bad. You lost an eye. No, but so all this happened. It took 1 hour for Department of Homeland Security to get from wherever the fuck they were to the movie theater and get this guy. 1 hour.
And then 4 hours for them to interrogate him.
And then
in the
they took
theater.
4 hours to interrogate this guy. Here's the thing. He told them where he got it from. He's like, if you'll give me access to the computer, I can show you the online receipt. You can go to the Google website and they can tell you that I bought it.
Yeah.
And you can look through. I'm giving you permission to look through the Google Glass like memory and see if I recorded anything, because they thought he was recording the movie. And like 4 hours later, they decide they're actually going to look through it. There's nothing on there. I assume it's 4 hours later, because if they did it at the beginning and they still kept interrogating him, they have really no reason to do it. So I'm assuming it's at the end. So they just refuse to look until 4 hours later. So here's my thing. The federal government.
But you forgot another aspect of this, too. The MPAA, the Motion Picture Association of
They
America,
happen to be there.
They happened to be in the theater for some reason when this went down, and they're the ones who contacted the ICE when they learned someone was in the audience with a recording device.
Right. Here's a theory of mine. Now, this is just a theory. It's conspiracy, really. If he's been there twice and said something about it, but they said it was okay, maybe they knew he was going to come again eventually, so the MPAA is just waiting there. And they've got like a like quick dial to the fucking Department of Homeland Security. It sounds like something set up in advance. Because how does a federal agency get to a movie theater within an hour?
I know. We all know how fucking slow the goddamn government moves.
I mean, I'll give them this. Maybe it's like we're talking about. They have customs in Ohio. They never do anything because there's nothing for them to fucking do in Ohio. So maybe they're just waiting for anything to happen. Mm-hmm. But the thing about this is now, this guy, I can understand them being suspicious that he might be recording the movie. But you can just tell him to leave. Or take off the glasses and wear some other type of glasses. They didn't do that. They immediately called Homeland Security, who responded by sending out agents that got there within an hour. That's the crazy thing about it. And here's the thing. You're assuming that he's recording if you're calling them.
He's guilty until proven innocent.
Right.
That's how they see piracy. They're like, it's not like we found this on your hard drive and it's just downloaded, so you've pirated it. It's more like, if you visited this website, you might possibly be a pirate, so we're going to have to fucking arrest you and do this kind of shit. That's right. Piracy. These companies don't even understand piracy. They don't have a concept of it. Like, they report like piracy takes billions of dollars from these industries every year. That's because they're assuming that everybody who downloaded it would have bought it.
Exactly.
Right. I'm gonna tell you right now, shit I downloaded, 9 times out of 10 I download, it's like, sure, I would not have spent fucking money on it.
Right. It made a lot of that makes a lot of movies tolerable. It's like, oh god, if I would have paid money for that, I would be so pissed. But it's okay since I didn't have to.
Yeah, and studies have shown that people who pirate too tend to spend more money because they actually be like, oh god, that's really good, I'm going to get it. Games, movies, TV shows, whatever, you know.
Right.
But there's another thing I saw in the article they're talking about. Like, at first, this guy, he thought it was the FBI, like you were saying.
Yeah.
But they wanted the people who did this article wanted to make sure that it wasn't the FBI, who they weren't involved in it also. And when they spoke to the guy from the FBI, he's like, incidentally, we have a positive relationship with the person involved, and they contacted us. He's a routine liaison who works in the cyber field, and some of our cyber agents had a relationship with the guy. So the FBI knows this dude, like, he works for them.
Oh my god, that's even worse!
Holy shit.
Oh, I didn't see it, so I didn't notice that part of it. Man, that's crazy. So, this happens. They get this guy, and here's the thing about it. I can understand, alright, you think he might be downloading the movie, you can call some kind of authorities, even though you're assuming that he's doing it. Here's the thing, even if he was recording it, how do you know he was going to put it on the internet where to go across borders? So why would you send customs? All you know, if you're believing that he's recording, all you know is he's recording it. He could be recording it for himself. You don't know. At this point, he hasn't uploaded it, so it's not their jurisdiction at all. Unless they think Google Glass is some kind of super high-tech shit where he's like streaming it directly onto the fucking web as he's watching it somehow.
They probably do, because a lot of them don't understand technology. They don't understand
how things
work.
I'll tell you this. Those Google Glass is not that good.
No.
I bet the video quality, if you did record it in a movie theater, you'd probably be able to see anything.
Yeah, I don't know, really.
Does it depend on the strength of the lenses?
It's the lens.
Like, will it be in focus for some people?
No. There's an actual camera in the glass.
There's a camera in it, yeah.
But if you got 20% in one eye, this fucking movie's going to be awesome.
That'd be awesome if you're looking through his prescription glasses.
Yeah.
So that would be great. I just can't see anything.
This is just like a regular webcam video from the fucking movie.
So, I say this, Agent Smith from the NSA, because they're like, if you're not doing anything wrong, you don't have anything to worry about. Unless you're like this guy who's not doing anything wrong, and they come and grab you out of the fucking movie theater within an hour because you have something that would have let you record it if you were going to, even though you weren't. And you could have uploaded it even though you didn't because you didn't record it.
See, this guy's also really good because he's like, I don't think he's pressing charges or suing
No,
anybody.
he said he wasn't going to sue.
Well, fuck that, man. I'd have been like, AMC, because that's the type of theater it was at. AMC, it's going to fucking change its name to my name because I'm going to own this motherfucker.
Gotcha, right.
For real, dude.
You know? But it's,
AMC, HS, what is it? HLS, ICE. I sue the whole fucking alphabet.
Yeah, like there's a quote too from a spokesman for AMC, and he's like, while we're huge fans of technology and innovation, wearing a device that has the capability to record video is not appropriate at the movie theater. Well, first off,
He asked you twice, you assholes.
he asked twice, and they were like, sure, whatever, just don't record. Okay, I won't. And the other thing is, how many goddamn people are fucking sitting there with their cell phones? Are you going to start confiscating cell phones at the fucking thing? Because those cell phones can fucking record better than those glasses can.
Yeah, they have better cameras on them.
Guys, shut up. They might not have thought of that yet.
So that's the thing with, like, if you're not doing anything wrong, you got nothing to worry about, unless you're somebody who's not doing anything wrong. And this is in the same state now. So I advise everybody, if you want, it's perfectly all right to go out there, grab a kid up off the street, beat their ass till they bleed,
And then jerk 'em
headbutt
off.
people in the face, teach them how to masturbate, and no one will go after you, because that's fine.
In Ohio.
In Ohio. However,
There's other places you do that.
if
you have to be dead.
if there's a possibility that you might record something that you weren't, and you might upload it that you're not, they'll be on your ass within an hour. That's what I have to say about
he's
that.
basically lucky they didn't roll up in that theater with a fucking billy club and slap him in the face and break his glasses and drag him
Exactly.
out.
Just stomp on him. Bam, bam.
Just scream, just call him a terrorist the entire way.
Now, you all can laugh at me all you want, but here is undeniable proof that the Hollywood up-and-comings with all their money have infiltrated the American government. So you laugh at me with my tinfoil hat on. They are watching me through my TV, and if I decide to wear my Google glasses, then by God, it is my right as an American citizen to go and watch Ella Enchanted 7. Because that is why I bought the glasses, so I can see them, and I can use the application to see what Anne Hathaway looks like naked on screen.
Whoa, was she naked in that movie?
Probably not. I don't even know if she's in that movie. But, dude, can you imagine how badass it'll be when Google Glasses releases X-ray vision? You know that shit's gonna happen. That's when I'm gonna buy some. I'll be like, no more having to scour internet image boards to say, oh, I wonder if this girl's ever been naked that I've known. Maybe. This one definitely has. Because as soon as you walk out the door, bingo!
Actually, this is something that I could see them doing. X-rays, okay, probably not. But they could make one of these, like, augmented reality things, right?
Or it just superimposes the naked body.
Exactly. It basically figures out their body based on the way the clothes are false, and it superimposes a naked body on it. So you can, which I'm sure the moment that happened, Evan would probably have spent $1,500 on these glasses.
No, you know why? Because I have, believe it or not, I have a fucking eagle eye. Because I know when that shit comes out, it's gonna look like a fucking celebrity fake. Where, like, the skin tone is 5 shades different than the fucking face is. I ain't gonna buy that shit until they perfect it.
Sure, Evan. Whatever.
Those pictures make me so goddamn angry. Because it's like, yes, finally a naked picture of Amanda Seyfried. Or whatever. Who's been naked a lot. That was a terrible example. But my point is...
I don't even know who that is.
Oh, you just look it up after the podcast. You're welcome. Anyway, you get there, and it's like a picture of her head, which is like 7 times the size of the body, and it's on like a fucking, like, spray tan body, and she's a beautiful, pale, princess-looking woman. And it's like, who the fuck is insulting my intelligence with this bullshit? This should be...
She is.
Oh my god, it just pisses me off. Like, I never thought in my life I would say a naked woman pisses me off. But it's not even a real naked woman. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's
Well,
terrorism.
I'm sure it is a real naked woman, but it's just not that naked woman. It's just a different one's body. Just imagine it like she's a zombie, and they chopped her head off, and they chopped off another body's head, and they put it down there. Then it's okay.
What would you call having sex with zombie? Because it's no longer
Necrophilia.
No, because it's undead. It's no longer a dead
it's
thing.
No,
Still
it's
dead.
a dead body that's animate. Therefore,
Yeah.
it is an
A
animated dead
vampire
body.
is undead. A zombie is still dead. It's just an animated
Oh.
corpse.
So what do you call sex with a vampire aside from
Necrophilia.
Twilight?
They're all the same thing.
Oh my god.
That's not a real vampire.
But then
Don't give me that
would
shit.
having sex
That's
with a werewolf be like bestiality?
No, it's called beastophilia. Beastophilia booty, beastophilia boobs. Beastophilia you all over, baby.
Oh, it's a werewolf. I found it.
Or it found me.
Oh,
Werewolf.
no, Mr. Werewolf, I don't want to learn how to masturbate.
You need to know so you don't have to release your urges with someone else.
Like me.
Like me. You don't want to be like me, do you, kids?
No wonder they couldn't arrest him. He's a fucking werewolf.
That's why I'm paying $83,000. You give him anything he fucking wants.
That, truthfully, out of everything we talked about and it's happened, that still blows my mind. Not even the fact that that guy making $83,000, but any state trooper makes $83,000. That's
Why the
fucking
fuck are we still in
ridiculous.
Georgia? Let's go to Ohio.
Let's not go to Ohio.
God damn it.
It's like, oh, you're doing a nice podcast there. I heard you say the word NSA in your podcast. Like, we're like, Kyle will be like, hi, welcome to another, and then they'll just be there within the first, 30 seconds.
But
what they-
get kicked in.
What they don't know is this podcast is comprised of one of the fucking coolest ninjas of all time, a guy who can actually beat the ass of the coolest ninja of all time, one of the coolest, and the fucking most evil mastermind of fucking American history. So they would bust in here, and we'd be like, oh, you want to spank? We're about to spank your life. And be like, and then like Shane will fucking throw him in the air, like with a judo throw over his shoulder, and I'll jump up and like do a fucking head scissors, and like flip him up so he lands directly on his head like Hayabusa from Dead or Alive. And it's like, oh my god, he's dead. And then Kyle will just start spitting out crazy mathematics at him, and he'll just say all these algorithms that fuck his mind up for the rest of his life, and it'll be like, KO, KO, KO. Don't fuck with the offenders.
I want to know what happened to cause all that. Why are we doing that again?
Because this is one day in the life of the mind of Evan Jones. The same guy who wants to turn into the Krampus and go to fucking Wendy's and order a hamburger and sit around like it's nothing. No, I was saying that's why we should go to Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Like that explained everything.
Exactly. That makes perfect sense to me because we can beat the shit out of people who are doing things wrong.
I mean, you can do that anywhere, right?
You could, but
There's
Ohio,
plenty of wrong things in Georgia.
That's true.
I mean, that'd be kind of dude.
We
Just
don't
look at our governor. Hey!
Oh.
Man, Ohio. It's funny. My mom was from Ohio.
Oh,
But
no.
she never talked about any of that. But she didn't live there that long.
There's some really cool stuff in Ohio. That's where Stephen K. Hayes' homebrew is. That's the guy who brought ninjutsu over to America back in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Well, no wonder. No
That's the
wonder
one
they have all
safe
these
hold.
people. Because they're like, these fucking ninjas, man, you never know what they're doing.
That's the
bet
one
that-
safe hold of the whole place.
That's what you have to go. You have to break in. You have to make your way to the ninja stronghold.
Dude,
Find your way in.
you know, as soon as you see the beard on Stephen K. Hayes, that everything's going to be all right. Fuck Chuck Norris's beard. Chuck Norris is a little piece of shit. Steven Seagal can whip Chuck Norris's ass. But Stephen K. Hayes is the fucking ninja. Mind you, I studied it for years. I'm pretty good. That dude could sneeze like Chupon from Final Fantasy VI, and I would fly off the screen.
I've forgotten all about him until you just said it.
Who, Chupon?
Yes.
You tried to get the fucking, what was it, the rename card because you had rent it from Blockbuster
That
and be
month.
like, I don't want my hero to be named Jeff, fuck that. And then you fight and lose like all these elixirs in the Coliseum until you beat him one time. And it's like, okay, Evan. Then yes, I've wasted 2 hours of my life at the Coliseum. Did you guys ever do that, or was I the only one who went to Blockbuster and did that shit?
I don't even know what you're talking about. So
Final Fantasy VI, you never played that? 3,
No.
excuse me, in America.
3 in America.
I actually haven't. Actually, no.
Whoa.
You remember we played that 2-player? It's actually 2-player.
Yeah.
You can split up the people between them, and each one can control 2.
That was like the first video game that I ever, quote unquote, stole. I unscrewed the cartridge from Clay Fighter. I got this shit from a place called Premier Flicks that isn't around anymore. And I took the chips out of Final Fantasy 3 and put it in the Clay Fighter one. And I took Final Fantasy back. I was like, I don't know what happened, but it says Final Fantasy, but it's Clay Fighter. And the woman was just like, oh my goodness. Then I went back home and I was like,
You horrible little imp.
It's mine!
See, now I like, you know, Evan, I like that. That's why I like that, because you didn't just like, I'm just going to turn it back in and they'll never know. You were like, I'm going to turn it back in, tell them it's wrong, and I'm going to get the guy who got it for me in trouble.
That's right, exactly. That way they will never look at me.
Oh my god.
I like that.
Come on, man. I'm a 12-year-old kid. They're like, that little motherfucker. But we can't call him out on it. It's like when you see a kid and you work at a grocery store and he's got a bunch of shit in his jacket. You can't just be like, put it back on the shelf.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can.
no. Oh, yes, you can. I used to call kids out all the time when I worked at GameStop, and I'd see them try to take them. I called out a 7-year-old once.
Did he have something on him?
Yeah, he did. I saw him carrying it, and he walked around a rack, and then he didn't have it, and he was, like, holding his jacket. And I didn't know he was in there with these other people. I thought he was in there by himself. So I just walked up to him, and I said, can I help you find something? He said, no. And I was like, what about that thing I found in your jacket? He's like, and I was like, you need to take that out, give it back to me, and stand outside. I'm like, where's your mom? He's like, oh, she's at the store. I was like, you need to wait outside for her to come before I even let you back in here. So he gives it to me, and he steps outside. And then these other people who've been there looking around, they start to leave, and they're asking, like, why is so-and-so standing outside? Like, I don't know. I was like, shit, I wish you would have known he was with them. I would have called his ass out to them, but I didn't.
And ever since Kyle took off the jacket of a 7-year-old boy, he knew one day he would be an Ohio State trooper.
I didn't take anything off. I just said basically that, and he pulled it out from under his jacket.
Ew, he pulled it out. Ew.
Oh, God.
Oh, Evan, I hate you.
Now, you said he walked around a rack. Obviously, he's not a true man, because a true man would have walked into the rack and been like, these are 34 C's, I can tell.
It's not his fault. He was a childhood soldier walking around Iraq. Raised.
Well, he was
To be
Chinese,
in that
so I
environment?
can't blame it on him. I've come to realize that most Chinese people are liars and cheaters.
Oh my god.
Ouch!
That's so wrong of
The
you.
views expressed by Kyle are not shared by the
It's
rest
not
of the
wrong.
Offenders
It's
podcast.
not wrong. I'll tell you right now. I'm going to tell you right now. So in my program up here, in the statistics program for the graduate school I'm at, basically there's like seven Americans and everybody else is Chinese.
I
And
see.
everybody knows that they cheat because like they'll get professors even say, well, I get
They'll get really high scores.
what?
It's the fucking Chinaman.
They get really high scores. They can't be getting that
No.
shit, right? They're fucking Chinese. Look at their eyes.
No, they turn in shit, and everybody's wrote the same thing. If you have 30 people and 29 people turn in a paper that all have the exact same thing written down, not like a number like 2, but like a proof that has multiple ways of doing it, and they've all done it the exact same way, and they've all done it fucking wrong. They're all cheating.
Oh,
Well, they're cheating poorly. That's inexcusable.
It is, but also it goes back. Did we talk about about the cheating in China? About how like it was so known that they were cheating in this one province that they brought people in to prevent it when they were doing their big tests, and like it resulted in riots because kids were like, "If I don't cheat, how am I supposed to do good?"
Exactly, because they know they're going to go home to their fucking parents. The fucking tiger mom is going to be like, yeah, I fucked, and she's going to be like, you did what?
It's a cultural thing. Like it's people they're expected to do well, so they know that there are people cheating, but they don't get called out on it. When they do get called out on it, they don't know what the fuck to do because they don't understand that over here, while people cheat, it's not something that you're expected to do. It's ridiculous. It's not
I wonder
like,
if it's
I mean,
because
I'm
they're
not,
one child thing. It's like, my child has to be good. I only get one chance. So you better be a goddamn genius.
Oh my god!
But I remember that article.
Is that
talking
still a thing for real?
I think
One
they
child?
relaxed it because their population is
You
starting
can have
to drop.
1.5.
They're starting to drop off or something like that. I think. I don't know. I
Well,
thought they were relaxing it.
I think they relaxed it because they knew that everybody wanted a male child, and if they didn't get a male child to begin with, they were going to
Oh, that's true. Get rid of
go
the female
drown
one
it
so
or
they get
something.
another chance. Yeah.
And then the problem is that like you have like 4 million men to one wife, to one woman, and so it's like, oh shit. Like literally, like a bunch of the guys I know over here are Chinese. They'll have, and they're talking about, oh, I have to go back home and get married because it's the state-sponsored bride that they've been given, and they have to go marry it in a certain amount of time, or they'll take it away and give it to somebody else.
Speaking of which, with our Japan trip coming up, we need to do some work on behalf of the international acceptance of American dick into Japanese vagina. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over there and show the cultural beauty of helping them with their population. Because it's on the decline. All the fucking grass eaters and the herbivores over there with their fucking Game Boys. That's fine. That's cool. I understand it, brother. But you know what? You have Japanese women that you're not having sex with!
It's not as amusing or appealing to them. They are Japanese.
Yeah. Also, they don't want to.
There's American women you're not having sex with here, have you?
Yeah, it's true. But they don't want.
That's because I'm weird.
I hate it. God, I can't think of a nice way to say it. They don't want to have half breeds. They want like full-blooded Japanese people.
Well, obviously, they can't look at a soul because my soul is Japanese. Nihon no kokoro. What'd I just say, Shane? How's your Japanese coming along? Nihon no kokoro.
Heart of Japan.
Yes!
I don't know. I just heard Ching Chang Chong. I didn't quite get it.
Ching Chang Chong would be Chinese, you Chinese hater. Get him
He
off the
hates
brain.
China.
I can't even tell the
You
difference
hate
in them.
China.
Look.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle hates China. He doesn't even eat Chinese food.
He does hate China. He's not too fond of X-Pac either.
That's right. He
was
hates
about to
all of
say.
DX.
I knew it
It's
was
all
going
DX.
that way.
Well, you know what? You know what, Kyle? China and DX has 2 words for you.
Suck it!
No,
And you know what, motherfucker? I bet your entire kitchen is full of paper plates. Well, you know what? Sometimes you got to go to the antique store because China is for fine dining.
oh God.
I'm trying to make as many jokes out of this.
Oh, I lost my earphones. God damn it.
Shane just fucking did a wushu willow fist to his fucking headphone cord and knocked it out of the computer.
Oh, my goodness. No, don't tell him I'm doing Kung Fu. He'll hate me, too.
No, I mean, he was doing American boxing, the sweet science. But if there are any Chinese women out there that need to get laid, I don't hate China.
I mean, I never said I hate China. I'm just saying. I'm just laying it out.
Just
there.
hate the people in it.
Yeah. that's-
Not the country itself.
Damn Chi-Coms.
Oh, God, Rush Limbaugh.
What?
Okay, so the other day I was getting a suit tailored, and the radio station that was playing was Rush Limbaugh talking about something.
Oh, God.
And
Damn.
the only thing I remember from that is one Rush Limbaugh's book, Rush Revere, which is whatever, and then the other one was him calling people from China Chi-Coms. I guess it's supposed to be like Chinese communists,
Yeah, it's got to be Chinese communists.
but
I want to be, when I hear shit like that, I just want to, I'm not even going to say that I want to spontaneously learn to breathe fire like a dragon. I want to go yokai style and find Rush Limbaugh, and my jaw will just grow 7 times, and it'll just, like fucking Liu Kang, the fatality where it turns into a dragon, it'll be like, "Rah!" And I'll just bite him right in half, and I'll spit him out into like some fucking river. And it's like, you stupid motherfucker.
So you
How
gotta
can
be
you
careful.
still be on the goddamn radio?
eating Rush Limbaugh would probably, cause your cholesterol to explode, and then you'd be high on whatever fucking drugs he's on.
That's why I bite him and spit it out. Puh, piece of shit. You're all fat. There's not even any meat on your fucking bones.
Oh man.
Oh,
Seriously, how the fuck is that guy still on the radio?
because there are people who are, he has a target audience,
Yeah,
and
he
he
panders
supplies
to
his
certain
people what they want.
Well, somebody needs to shoot at him if it's a target audience.
Agent Smith of NSA. Evan Jones was just making a joke. He would not ever shoot anyone. Thank you for listening.
Or Homeland Security, or the International
Agent
Customs.
Smith of the NSA. Motherfucker better get going away. Every time you say it like that, you sound like a rapper.
You have been the victim of a horrible crime. I hope
I hope you get
it.
over it.
What is that from?
That's from Ryan.
Ryan?
Yeah. There's a character he had in a role-playing game, and he was, like, the most hood guy ever, and he would, like, prevent crime by basically killing the other person who was causing it, and then he would look to the victim, and he would be like, you has just been the victim of a horrible crime. I hope you get over it, and then leave.
He's like the Punisher.
Yeah, basically.
Except he was black, the Black Punisher.
That is the... I hope you get... That's terrible.
Isn't it, though?
It is. That's fucking horrible.
It was an awesome character, though.
Maybe we should end the podcast on that.
We probably should. We'll end it with Ryan.
My name is Evan Jones, and I don't hate any of the races that Kyle and Ryan do.
Why Ryan?
I didn't say I hate any races. I'm just calling out facts about certain races.
Okay, he's a big NASCAR fan. He doesn't hate races and the Daytona 500.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. So if you want to email us or... Oh, hey, one thing I will mention is, so at the end of last week's podcast, I said, if you listen to this, email us and let us know. So we didn't get any emails. But we did get some comments about that. Because one guy commented, like, I'm too lazy to email, but I can comment. It's easier. I was like, all right. Well, that will slide. I'll give it to you, Dwight. So that was Dwight who commented.
And Steven, thank you for always listening, brother. You're the
Yeah.
fucking best. I had a guy at work download it because he listens to podcasts. He listens to The Art of Wrestling, which is called Cabanas. And I was like, dude, you're getting the WWE Network. Listen to this. And he was like, man, you guys are funny as shit. I was like, thank you. Now please go listen to the other 29 episodes that we've done.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, so if you want to email us anything to talk about or comment on what we talked about, you can send it to offenderspodcast@gmail.com. So until next time, I'm Kyle.
I love Japanese women.
I'm lost.
Yeah.
Yoga from Round My Half.
Ohio. No.
No, Ohio.
Y'all have a good one.